What's going on, good people? We are back here working on a weekend here on BNC. This is Esports Extra, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, and culture. Larry Ridley here, CBS Sports, Madden NFL, NBA 2K League. Good to be back here on BNC, Black News Channel. This is our family here. Esports Extra got a great show for you here on episode 4. We're talking Aaron Rodgers. We'll get into some of that reporting to camp. Deshaun Watson also back at Texans camp. We'll talk about that. Texas and Oklahoma, we mentioned it last week. They have left the Big 12. They're heading to the SEC. We'll get into the latest with that. We're also talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. How about that? They got a new Big 3, the Brody. Russell Westbrook leaving D.C. to go back to his home out there in Los Angeles. We'll get into that. And also Simone Biles, of course, withdrawing from Olympic competition over there in Tokyo. We'll talk about that and the ramifications and the impact when it comes to mental health. We'll talk about also Madden 99 Club as well. And we'll get into some of the World Chase Tag Championships. That's right. World Chase Tag, you're it. We're going to get into all of that when we get started here on Esports Section. Let's go ahead and bring in the co-host for the day. There's a plethora of co-hosts today. We got 6 of us talking today, 6 talking heads. We'll start and go around the horn with Amon Green. Needs no introduction. Packers Hall of Famer. Nebraska Cornhuskers Hall of Famer. Black shirt, stand up. AG, what it do?
Hey, man, not much, man. How you been doing?
Man, I'm chilling, man. It's good to have you, brother. One of my good buddies right there does some Madden broadcasting with me as well. Almost 10,000 yards rushing in the National Football League. Brandon Bell does the Madden stuff with me right now. Former Bengals linebacker, Penn State University Nittany Lion, number 2 class right now in 2022. James Franklin doing his thing up there in Happy Valley. What it do, BB?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Larry?
I'm good.
Glad you brought me on here. And yes, Penn State is looking good right now.
You ready to get it started, man? You ready to get started?
No, we always connect on the music tip, man.
Absolutely. Derwin Worrell, we connect. I can't really remember what we connect on. Derwin, what do we connect on?
Brooklyn, Canarsie,
Carnoustie, and Iverson's sister, right?
That's Bedford Stuyvesant.
Got it. See, it's Iverson's sister, just like I thought. Right down the street there in BK, we're Brooklyn at OG King Kurt, head coach of the Brooklyn Nets gaming crew, NBA 2K League. What do you do, OG? You're not old though, so stop it.
Nah, Brooklyn, we in the building. All right, glad to be here. We got a full house this weekend.
We do. And she's your queen to me. The queen of Esports Extra. Kelly Wells Brinkley, our favorite Olympian, 2012 bronze medalist over there in London. That's the name of my middle son, London Ridley. Kelly Wells, what's up?
Man, I'm just so excited to be bringing a little bit of estrogen to this game. I got some good points today. I want to argue. I feel a little feisty today, so let's get it popping.
Ooh, she said it. Let's go ahead and get this thing popping. As Spot and Gottlieb and Brandonville like to say, ready to get it started. Make no sense. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers reported to Packers camp. Got that deal done. They talked about it on Monday. He was there on Tuesday. He's been working out there, and Aaron Rodgers, man, he looks fantastic out there. Was able to extract some concessions from the Packers. Got that 24 to 23 seasons wiped off. Can become a free agent next year if both sides come to an agreement at the end of the year in 2022. He can go somewhere else, maybe get traded. Got his boy Randall Cobb back as well. Aaron Rodgers, he did say Green Bay wasn't a destination, a vacation destination. Amon Green, he said guys are coming to play here with me. He and the GM, not really seeing eye to eye, but Aaron Rodgers won, Green Bay Packers 0 in year 17 for Aaron Rodgers. Break it down for us, AG.
He was able to do it because he held his ground. He didn't say a whole lot, which was smart on his part because the guy don't say a whole lot, basically gets what he wants, or SA has the upper hand in this situation. And with Packers, basically doing what they did, and this started back when they let Jordy Nelson go. And you got to remember at that time, Jordy Nelson was coming off Player of the Year, was Aaron Rodgers' main target that eventually gets cut. And they never notified Aaron about that. So that's when the ball started rolling on what happened in this offseason for the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. So it was just that trust factor. And we know it's a business. You don't have to, the GM doesn't have to, relate the message to every player, but some players, and he's one of these players that, just letting you know that we're going to do this. We're going to move Jordy because of health reasons, or we're going to draft Jordan Love in the, or a quarterback in the first round. Just want to let you know, so you know what's coming on, down the line when you're not tuning into ESPN and you see this. So that's where it started with Jordy, ended with Jordan Love, and potentially, if it wasn't for concessions, which for me is the first time I think in sports, professional sports history in the United States, where you got years taken off just to play 1 year to then get your free agency. So I say big ups to him.
Brandon Bell, is Aaron Rodgers worth all of this? It seems like, yeah, right?
Yes, easily. You know, even on year 17, any team out there will be glad to have Aaron Rodgers. So, like Amon said, he stood his ground and he got what he deserved.
How did he do this? Pull a rabbit out the hat and said, ha ha ha, check, mate.
It's just like Amon said, he stood his ground. He brings value and he brings worth to a team. He is a leader on and off the field. So he stood his ground. He let them know that you're not going to bully me. You're not going to bulldoze me into the decisions that you want me to make. Oftentimes, the front office spills stuff to the media, which then influences the players' decisions and influences people around him. But he stood his ground and got exactly what he wanted. And I'm all for players, one, getting the bag, and two, getting what they want. Because oftentimes, front offices rule these players' lives from top to bottom. So I completely am wholeheartedly excited about him returning and returning in the style that he did.
When he talked about there was a possibility of him retiring, and he talked about, look, for the first time in a while, after COVID, I was able to enjoy myself in the offseason. How much of a factor was that for Aaron Rodgers, D-Dubs?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career, it's not about the money, as he said. It's about respect, showing a little bit of respect. And to me, Green Bay didn't show him any. So, he's been freelancing, doing Jeopardy, doing some other things. He has nothing else to prove. He's won the Super Bowl, and he's right. People are not going to Green Bay to go vacation. People are going to Green Bay because he's there and they have a chance to win a championship. You take Aaron Rodgers off that football team, they have no shot of probably making the playoffs. And the front office knows that. They look really bad. But this is the price you pay when you do something stupid by not listening to your Hall of Fame quarterback who's saying, hey, I just want to be at the table, when you guys make these deals.
Hey, people go where the money's at. OG, am I crazy? It's the NFL. This ain't the NBA. Ain't no guaranteed contracts.
Brett Favre
will go anywhere, right?
Yeah, it's a funny situation because I'm a GM. So I'm looking at it from the standpoint that I'm listening to my star player. And especially if it involves one of his targets or anything like that. So I'm pretty much ecstatic about what Aaron Rodgers was able to do. I mean, he's got the accolades. He's put in the work. He's definitely worth it. He's been carrying that franchise for a long time. And I think he got exactly what he deserves, and hopefully the front office is listening to him now because all he wants to do is be able to compete and be able to win, and you got to be able to trust and listen to players like that.
Kills, you saw that. You saw the big flex.
You saw that flex.
I am a GM.
I'm a GM.
I'm a GM. So let's talk about another great QB who I thought had an MVP type year last year, almost 5,000 yards, played very well last year. Deshaun Watson. We know about the alleged cases and the sort of physical and sexual misconduct, if you will, according to the NFL personal conduct policy. Deshaun Watson reported to camp on Sunday. It's all about the money. Doesn't want to get fined $50,000. AG, we'll start with you. We've got opt-outs, and then there's holdouts, and then there are hold-ins. One of the buzzwords that I'm hearing. You don't see a whole lot of them in practice. What are they going to do with Deshaun Watson? This is a tough one. Really, he's not on the commissioner's exempt list. Haven't been traded. You can't really keep him if you're Houston, right? I mean, Tyrod's going to be the starter there from by all accounts, right?
Yeah, correct. It's just something. It's just one of them new situations like we're seeing with Aaron's situation. It's something brand new, and the team got to basically take it one day at a time. They got to, keep their camp clear of distractions, and they're trying to not you keep this from. We know the media is going to roll up like we're talking about it right now. So from a player standpoint, from a coach's standpoint, they want to make sure training camp gets off to a good start like it had today and continue day by day. And then when that bridge comes to where anything in terms of the course proceedings or any of that comes to slate, that's when you handle it. And that's when I say you take it head on.
Kelsey, what are your thoughts here about Deshaun Watson? Should he be put on ice or should he be allowed to play and go about his craft while things are sort of, just in the air, up in the air?
Yeah, I look at this like if he was any other job, like a regular profession here and there, he wouldn't be, permitted to not work. So he can work, go, show up. Let's investigate, see what's going on. I'm a woman. I'm always on the side of right and finding out what's happened and prosecuting those who do offend women. We don't know exactly what's happened. So we got to kind of take it day by day. I do find it just odd that all of this came out right when he was asking for the trade, and he was very
January.
vocal about
Mhm.
what he wanted. He did not want to return. And then all of us, all this came out. And there were women that didn't want their identities revealed. So there's just so many twists and turns to all of this. To all of the victims, if they truly are victims, my heart goes out to them. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse, so I know how that can haunt you day in and day out. So my heart goes out to them 100%. But I just want, the truth to rise to the top and, move on from there.
What should the Houston Texans do with this quarterback?
They should for sure trade him, but like Amon said, every team wants to be void of all distractions in training camp. So on the opposite end of that, who would willingly take on this huge distraction?
Is the NFL basically saying, Houston, y'all got to deal with this? Or are they looking at it and seeing the evidence and they're like, okay, not enough yet to sort of put them on ice?
Yeah, it's interesting because you would think by now that if he was guilty of any of the charges, that I mean something would have been set forth already. But with that being said, now he's in training camp and everything like that. Then I don't know. It must be some type of loopholes, going on within the case. But I definitely, like everybody else said, I feel like he should be back at work. But it's an interesting situation because it's something that we've never seen before. And like Kelly said, I just hope that the truth comes to the top. And I don't want to be insensitive to any of those women. I mean, because those are some real critical charges. But I definitely want the truth, and hopefully all parties and everybody that's involved get justice one way or the other.
D-Dubs, the Texans, it's been reported. I know NFL Network talked about it. Our guys at CBS Sports talked about it. He still wants a trade, and it looks like the Texans are willing to trade him, but they want a haul. They're talking like 3 or 4 first-round picks, maybe a young start and some other players coming back. That's a lot in the National Football League. Can this get done?
I don't see how anybody could trade for him right now because this stuff is not settled. And right now, I think he's a distraction.
And probably won't be until next year.
And something's telling me, man, that commissioner's exempt list is not out of the realm of possibility yet. The season hasn't started yet. And anything can come up within the next couple of weeks before the season starts. And then they'd be like, bam, they hit him with the exempt. So why would a team trade for him now if they don't know he's going to be suspended maybe for an entire year? Why would you even do that?
The Texans over under this year is like 5. I don't think there's no way in hell they win 5 games. If he can throw for 5,000 yards last year,
take
at an MVP level, and they only win 4 games, what the hell makes you think they're going to win 5 this year? So we'll see about the Houston Texans. All right, coming up here on Esports Extra, yes, we're talking college football. Myself, AG, Brandon Bell, we all played. Nebraska, Middle Tennessee, Penn State, UT and OU leaving the Big 12 for the SEC. It is confirmed like a Don King firm. We'll talk about it on the other side of the break. More Esports Extra right here on BNC. Here on Esports Extra, right here on BNC, episode 4 of the show that talks sports, esports, gaming, and culture. AG went to Nebraska, black shirts, Happy Valley, Brandon Bell, Middle Tennessee, Murfreesboro, my alma mater. There in Middle Tennessee and Murfreesboro. Guys, let's talk OU and UT. It started on Monday. They issued a joint statement, so they were leaving the Big 12. On Tuesday, they notified the SEC they were coming. On Wednesday, the Big 12 Commissioner Bob Bowlesby said, hey, ESPN, cut out all the shenanigans. You're trying to blow up our league. And then on Thursday, the SEC voted to extend an invitation, and the SEC commissioners, or the presidents and chancellors, voted unanimously 14-0. That includes A&M. To bring in UT and OU. Let's start with you, AG. How big is this and how seismic is this in college football?
It's huge. It's something that, it's been I say a long time in the coming, because we see the big movements of colleges into the Big 5, as they call it. And as we know, it's this big money move. Is a collective bargaining agreement between, certain stations or certain networks and the universities to have their kids, their product basically on the field, on the screen, on the court, on the diamond. So big money move. My thing for me, being a player, obviously former college athlete, is to make sure that the kids still get the education, get the coaching part out of it. make sure they get good quality coaching, because sometimes we as athletes, we get lost in that in the whole business side of the NCAA and the collective bargaining agreements in this whole process.
You got Alabama, you got Texas A&M, you got Florida, LSU, Georgia, Auburn, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky. That's Kentucky and Tennessee are like 10th and 11th in the SEC right now. Who the hell are they gonna beat, Brandon?
I think OU at least can come in and challenge some of those bottom tier teams. And definitely give it, it's college football, baby.
You got to do more than beat the bottom tier teams, bro.
I know, but we love college football because anything can happen on those Saturdays. And as we said, recruiting, maybe not this year, next few years, maybe with the recruiting, they can really be a contender. Texas, on the other hand, it's going to be a little prolonged before they get up there.
That's one thing about the SEC. They all get their money and they're all quiet. They're like, you know what? That's why Vanderbilt and everybody else is on board. They know they can't win, but if y'all want to give us $70, $80 million a year, we'll take beatings.
No, it's definitely like the antithesis of all of that. Like, yes, it's about the money. They know that we're going to make this money. It's going to be great for recruiting here in Texas. Kids want to play in the SEC. They don't care if they win or lose. They're going to play in the SEC. That is going to be their light flex from wherever they come from. So I just think that they're not going to beat anybody. That maybe like Vandy coming in, but maybe
get the Mississippi schools, Vandy and like Arkansas. They'll probably beat Tennessee this year, but that's right. I've got Texas right now in the SEC out of 16 at best ninth or 10th at best. OU. Maybe right now they're not better than Bama, not better than A&M. I don't think they're better than Florida. I don't think they're better than Georgia. Probably not LSU. Maybe OU 5th or 6th. Am I wrong? D-Dubs?
OU's been pretty good.
They've been pretty good. They haven't beaten anybody. When they play the SEC, they lose by an average of almost 18 points a game. Talk to me, dog.
But hey, man, they're taking the money right now.
Okay.
They're going to take the money right now, knowing that the playoffs are going to expand in the next couple of years. It's going to expand. It's not going to stay at 4. They know that. So they're going to take the money now. They're going to get acclimated to the SEC. Texas is going to start taking some recruits away from Texas A&M. It's going to be a big tool to say, hey, come to play at UT, because now we're in the SEC. They're going to take a couple of lumps, but the playoffs are going to expand. And that's what they're counting on.
OG, let me get your thoughts here, because I love what Bob Bowlesby said, the Big 12 commissioner. He threw it out there, no cap at all. He said, ESPN, y'all did this. It's more inventory for you guys. You put a hand grenade on our conference, basically. He talked about the shenanigans with ESPN.
Yeah.
I don't think he's lying. I don't think ESPN did it on purpose or anything like that. I don't think they would do anything publicly, but I can see why he's a little butthurt.
Oh, no, without a doubt. I mean, and plus, it boosts the conference. It's going to definitely boost all the broadcasting. The games are going to be broadcasted. I mean, it's a big move, and like the SEC is the dominant conference in college football, and you bringing in 2 other schools of that prestige to enhance it even more. I mean, I'd be upset too.
You think the Big 12 feels like they're being dumped? I'm not asking you specifically, but
because I was like, I ain't never been dumped. But the Big 12 definitely has to feel like the redheaded stepchild right now. Because not 1 but 2 teams with the exodus. So, but you just gotta, dust it off and keep it moving and do the best that you can for yourself as a conference, because there's no going back now. So it's like that X of like, you can't go get them back now. We just got to move forward and see, what we can do to salvage, to have a good season.
We'll see. Coming up next, guys, we're going to talk NBA, National Basketball Association. The Lakers, Wayne Yarbrough. He's going back home. There he is, Russell Westbrook. LeBron, and AD. I don't know if I like that big team. We'll see how they'll do in the NBA playoffs next year. We'll have it right here. Esports Extra when we come back on BNC. Back here on Esports Extra here on BNC, episode 4, the show that talks sports, esports gaming, and culture, and also local entertainment. Larry Ridley here, CBS Sports, Madden NFL, NBA 2K League. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started here. Next topic, Lakers, big trade in the NBA. There was some talk they might go after Buddy Hield. Speaking of OU, went to Oklahoma out there with the Sacramento Kings. Instead, they reeled in a former Wizard, Russell Westbrook playing on his 14th in as many years, if I'm not mistaken. OKC, Houston, DC with the Wizards, and now with the Lakers. How do you like this big three, guys? LeBron, AD, and Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I don't hate it. They don't have any three-point shooting at all. Who the hell's going to make three-point shots on this team? OG, you're the closest thing we got to an NBA personality here. Well, you are in the NBA. You get an NBA check. So, yeah, you are in the NBA. OG, you like this new big three?
I mean, I do, but I mean, as you mentioned, the shooting is lacking. But I mean, AD does his, he takes his fair share of jump shots. But the one thing that I know the NBA loves is storylines. And you look at the Lakers, you look at their big three, you look at Brooklyn, you got old teammates, Russell. So I definitely know they're going to be looking forward to those matchups. But definitely how they build around this big three is what's going to be important.
They gave up, KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, gave up Montrezl Harrell, first round pick in the Thursday night's NBA draft that was held in OG's backyard in Brooklyn. Also, who else they gave up? One other person.
Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma. Exactly. D-Dubs, your thoughts here?
I mean, great individual talents, but it doesn't necessarily make it for a great team. AD is not going to play a full season. He stay hurt. LeBron is getting a little bit older. You don't know how these guys are going to mesh. And then you talk about shooting. You got to have shooting on the outside. So, I mean, it looks good on paper, but they got to play the games and we'll see what happens. We saw what happened to Brooklyn. They had 3 stars and those guys fell apart at the end of the season. So nothing is promised. You got to play the full 82. So we just got to wait and see.
What do you think about the new look Lakers? Or are they still fakers?
No, they're the Lakers. Always LA Lakers. But I love it, man. Russ, the Brody is back. And as OG hit the nail on the coffin, man, he's going to bring a new energy. And he's going to, he can carry the load a little bit. LeBron's getting older. AD might miss a few games. Russ can go out there and win a few games himself.
Kelly Wells Brinkley, Kels, do we just play zone against LA and just dare them to shoot? I would.
Well, can we learn anything from Giannis? You come on now, you can do it without the big three. But I honestly do think that maybe this is a good thing. I think that Russ has matured a bit, which was needed because lots of people didn't want to play with him. So now he's going to have to fit into a regime where he's not the mainstay. Yes, you're going to join, you're going to be part of the big three, but he's also playing with LeBron. And there is a level of decorum that you do have to have when you're stepping on the floor with LeBron and AD. So maybe he will get in where he fits and he can finally find a place to be instead of being that journeyman, that floater. And he can have someone that'll help him graduate into being the player that he really should be because he's super talented.
Mm-hmm. Lakers still haven't won a playoff series outside of the bubble in almost like over a decade. So it's going to be interesting when you really look at it. AJ LeBron will be 37 at the end of December. Father time. He's doing a good job. He and Brady both are doing a good job. Do you like the fit, though? I love Russ, the individual. Love the triple doubles. Love the aggressiveness. Man, he can't throw it in the ocean.
Yeah.
There's an ocean out there. You got the Pacific Ocean. You used to live out in LA. You used to trap in LA back in the day.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's my stomping grounds, Crenshaw, all day. But what something Kelly hit on and OG hit on, it's just and Brandon also, it's the meshing. It's it's a lot of Kings and it's a lot of Native Americans in the tribe right now. So you got a lot of Chiefs out there and trying to figure out who's going to be the leader on that team. You got LeBron, you got Russell. He's alpha male as well with AD. So my thing as a coach is finding out who's going to take the leadership role and then who's going to take the following roles behind, if it's LeBron, if it's going to be Westbrook or AD. And I say more Russell and LeBron than anything to be those leadership type roles. And then can Russell be the follower potentially and be that role player that he needs to be coming into that organization? Because we know what LeBron's done. He's won championships. He's took players, from Dwayne Wade behind him to follow him and to get them to the promised land. So can he fall into line and be a role player when you get pushing into the playoffs, trying to win a division and win the conference?
Yeah. Look, I understand what the Lakers are doing. They have to do something, right? You have to try to go out there, get somebody, that can come in and, like I said, help when inevitably one of these two guys will have to sit at some point, whether it's just resting the guys, whether it's, load management or a nick here, a knack there. So we'll see. I just got one question for all of you guys. Lakers, are they back in the finals next year out west? AG, first, 10
No.
seconds.
You guys see my reaction. No, it's tough. The West is tough. NBA getting through the playoffs every round is tough. So I say right now, no, they'll get in, but not all the way to the final.
Definitely playoffs. Of course, they're gonna make the playoffs. BB, how far will they go next year?
I'm gonna say yes, man. They'll make it past Golden State if they're back. The Suns, we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah. LeBron. It might be LeBron's last hurrah. Who knows?
Okay, I can dig that. D-Dubs, real quick.
No. No.
The rest is safe, and I agree.
No.
OG, your thoughts? I know you got Brooklyn all day, but we're talking about the West.
No, I don't see them getting to the finals. I mean, I think probably second round. That's about it.
Kelly?
Yes.
Stop. Why?
Yes.
Why?
If they stay healthy, if they're a
If.
healthy team, well, I mean, we could say if all teams stay healthy,
That's true.
really.
That's true.
So it's a matter of, a misstep or a weird fall, or they're super healthy, they mesh,
Sure.
they're cohesive, and they make it to the Western Conference final.
That's a good point. And look, I think there are more corresponding moves coming. I think they'll find somebody else because you can't roll this team out and not have any shooting, but they'll get somebody else. So we'll see about LeBron.
Get
AD.
Rondo. Go get Rondo back.
Rondo can't shoot, but I mean, he's a great point, but he can't shoot.
I'm a Rondo fan. So.
I am too. I love Rondo. His daughter, his sister, interned for me back in Boston. So I love him. I mean, I really do. Let's talk about the next subject coming up. Simone Biles withdrawing from Olympic competition. Started with the team and the group, and then went to the individual portion. There's still some talk that she might still do something on Sunday with the individual portion of the program with the Olympics. Mental health also at the center of this. We'll talk about Simone Biles, who is a national treasure right here. Esports Extra on BNC after a quick time. Welcome back here to Esports Extra, the show that talks sports, esports gaming, and culture. Back here on BNC, episode 4, Larry Lear. As we come back in, Larry Lear, CBS Sports, Matt, NFL, NBA 2K. Guys, big story during the Olympics, and we're going to start, of course, with our favorite Olympian, Kelly Wills Brinkley, bronze medalist in London some 9 years ago. Kel, Simone Biles bowing out, withdrawing, we should say, from the Olympics. Of course, all those medals that she has, I believe 5 or 6 gold medals, mental health, really just, she wanted to be actually, do something positive and not affect her teammates. She wasn't feeling it. She talked about potentially getting hurt if she wasn't on her A game. I know you talked about this on social media about how you injured yourself when you were not at your best mentally or emotionally. Let us in behind the curtain a little bit about why this was a good decision by Simone Biles, the national treasure, on withdrawing from these Olympics.
Absolutely. Like I shared on all of my social channels, I can remember 2 instances where I knew I wasn't in the right headspace. I shouldn't have been out there practicing or competing. It should have just been called a day. But I was competing in a time where you sucked it up. Like you just shut up. You put your emotions in your book bag. You leave those at the stop sign, and you do what you got to do. I remember my coach and I were fighting. I was negotiating a contract. I hit a hurdle, fell, broke my arm, plate and 4 screws in my arm. Another time, this was right at the end of my career. I was rolling, still running great. I wanted to be at home. I did not want to be competing. I missed my fiance at the time. I was over it. And I tore my labrum in my hip. And then that was the end of my career. And I had to have, labrum repair surgery as a 31-year-old woman, microfracture, all of that. And I commend her wholeheartedly. She says that, her mind isn't there, her heart wasn't there, but she also had the twisties. So like not knowing where the ground is or where the beam is or where the bars are when you're in motion, the way that she is, the power that she commands, makes no sense for her to be out there competing. And I was just appalled by the stuff that I read on social media about her being a quitter and not having the heart, because one wrong step, one misstep, she could land on her neck, be paralyzed or die, or just not be out there in her wholeness. Whenever you step into something and you're doing something, I think one thing that COVID taught us, that you should do nothing in vain. You should be where you want to be, wholeheartedly healthy. And so she was noble, stepped out of the way and gave someone else a chance to compete, because she knew that she just could not do it. And I knew she probably could have muscled it out and still won because that's how much better she is than everyone else.
Mm.
But why do that when she's made the realization of I'm better or I'm more than my accomplishments? And right there, that's a revelation for her entire life. She's only 24.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. OG, we'll go to you next. I thought about Naomi Osaka, who also lost in the Olympics as well during her last Grand Slam appearance, where she'd had enough, didn't want to speak to the media anymore. And why is it important, and why is it taking so long for us to sort of prioritize mental health, especially when athletes? Any other job, you need a mental health day, take a day off, take it. Athletes, no, you got to be there. You got to go to practice. You got to play games. You got to talk to me. All these responsibilities. It's disturbing. OG.
Yes, it is. And the thing about it is, from the everybody looks at it from an entertainment standpoint. Athletes are not looked at as
Shut up and dribble. Just shut up and dribble.
Yeah,
right?
they're not looked at as regular human beings. I mean, and it's unfortunate because athletes pour their blood, sweat, and tears into everything they do, no matter what the sport is. And this young woman has been phenomenal, like in dominating in her sport, and has been through a lot, personally and professionally. So, the criticism is crazy to me because the one thing about it is you always see a lot of people talk about self-love and protecting your energy and protecting your peace. And then as soon as somebody decides to do it, they get criticized for it. So it never makes any sense to me. I always look at the individual first, regardless of what they do in their professional careers. But I'm glad that she took a stand, and I think she did not only what was best for herself, but what was best for the team, whether people like it or not. And hopefully, a lot of people come forth and be able to do that as like she did.
Well, the team won silver, and I believe another young lady, Lee, won the gold as well. So, Derwin, your thoughts here on Simone and sort of what she's been going through all week. Just a lot of backlash, a lot of support as well. It's about 50-50, which is ironic, right? The country that we live in. Go ahead, D-Ups.
Well, I go back to the entertainment part. We feel like entitled. We feel like these athletes make all this money. They have all these endorsements that they need to perform for us. And the one thing I do think about is that how hard must it have been for her? The Olympics are only every 4 years. Mm-hmm. She's a decorated Olympian. And how hard it must have been for her to make that decision to walk away. She felt that she wasn't right. God forbid if she has a twist, she twists and she lands on the beam the wrong way. I mean, it could have been devastating. So I have the utmost respect for her for walking away when we know how badly these athletes want to win those gold medals.
Yeah, Brandon, your thoughts here, man, on seeing her go through this. You're a former professional athlete at the highest level that there is when it comes to the American football.
Yeah, man, Derwin must have looked at my notes because he took some words right out of my mouth. But, man, athletes were seen as a product. Amon alluded to it with college football. You're a product, and athletes, a product can't choose to get off the shelf and not be bought and so forth and so forth. So, as Derwin said, we're all entitled, or the fans are entitled. And like he also said, can't imagine how hard it is for an Olympic athlete to step down at the grand opportunity they have, what they work for, their livelihood, everything they do every day is built on winning this medal. And she decided to back away herself. So as human beings, we should, have some empathy and say, wow, it must have really been on her mind that she stepped down.
AG, how big of this was, how impactful was this for her to do this at this moment?
I say very impactful, especially I look at it from a young kid's point of view, somebody that's following and that's a role model to Simone Biles. And for her to do that, it means a lot. And hopefully a parent is right next to that kid, that son, that daughter that's watching her, step away for this time to help herself and explains why she did it. Because those ignorant folks, like Kelly mentioned, on social media, trying to say basically like we said already, shut up and play ball, is that's easier said than done. I say to them people, walk in our shoes as professional athletes. Walk when you get up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym, hit the track, hit the pool, do those things. I had a rule for myself during my playing days. If I didn't play by Friday, I wasn't going to play on Sunday.
Right.
You know, if I had an ankle, if I had a hammy, I had anything going on with me physically, I wasn't gonna put myself or my teammates in that situation.
By Friday. You didn't practice by Friday, right?
Exactly, about practice by Friday. So I didn't want to put myself in a situation to get hurt, even worse, or my teammates. And because I know my teammates depended on me. So if I can't play at 100%, you know, I'm not gonna go out there. And I told my coach, you know, several times, and I had Mike Sherman. He was very, you know, I say forceful sometimes. He's like, I'm on. You're 80% if somebody else is 100%. I'm like, I said, I'm a grown man. That don't work. I'm saying, coach, I'm sitting out. I didn't practice. You know, I didn't practice on Friday. So you gotta, for her to do that, you know, commend her. I love it. Much respect. And like I said, she's going to show younger athletes that it's okay to take those days to take care of yourself.
Yeah. You know, we look at it, man. We talk about knees. We talk about elbows. We talk about arms. Everybody knows when you break an arm or, you know, a knee and injure yourself, ACL, MCL, they know all of that stuff. And they give the athletes the benefit of the doubt when they're hurt. When you talk about your mental and your brain, still not clicking with a large percentage of people out there. They don't understand that. There's no sympathy for, you know, the head injuries and also just the emotional part and also just your mental health. So congrats to Simone Biles. We'll be rooting for her going forward. All right, let's take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk the esports part of the program, the esports part of Esports Extra. Mad 99 Club, 4 or 5 guys announced this weekend. Jalen Ramsey was one of them. Got a teammate in there as well. We'll talk about it. There's Aaron Donald. Talk about who else might be in there. Mad 99 Club, Madden 22 coming out next month. Esports Extra right here on BNC. We'll come back after a break. All right, back here on Esports Extra, episode 4, right here on BNC, talking sports, esports, gaming, and culture. All right, guys, let's talk Madden 99, Madden 99 Club, Madden 22 coming out August the 20th next month from EA Sports. I've watched the Madden game 15, 18, Madden 25, 15, 16, 17, 18 halftime show there. So I love what the guys are doing with the Madden franchise there, Madden 99. Let's get you guys' thoughts here. What do you guys think about the 99 Club? So far, you got Adams, you got Kelsey, you got Donald, and Ramsey. Is that a good first 4 there, guys? Start with you, AG.
I would say I definitely like the 5. You know, from Arnold, 5th year in a row, and then Devontae Adams and Jalen Ramsey. They're probably one of the best one-on-one corners in the league. And then Travis Kelsey, a guy that's I call him the enigma, because if you put a linebacker on him, he's gonna torch you. You put a DB on him, he's gonna outmuscle you. So that's one of those players that's hard to match up in those key situations.
How about Travis Kelsey saying the other day his last name is Kelce, who's been pronouncing it wrong the entire time? I don't understand that. Brandon Bill, we got about 2 minutes left. Your thoughts here, Madden 99.
If they don't have a linebacker in there, I'd like to see Fred Warner. Just got paid.
Love it. We saw Bobby Wagner a couple of years ago. He was in the 99 Club. Love that. You're always sticking up for the linebackers. Jerome Morrell, who would you like to see in the 99 Club? How about Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, absolutely, Aaron Rodgers. That'd be awesome. Definitely. But I like the choices that they came up with. I don't know about Warner though, but Aaron Rodgers definitely.
Whoa, he just got a big deal, dude, like $75-80 million, dude.
That ain't got nothing to do with no rating.
He's the best linebacker in football right now.
He's better than the guys in Tampa. I don't know about that.
Yes. They're good linebacker too. Yes,
my guy in Seattle's pretty good. So
that's it, Bobby Wagner. He's the OG. Yeah. Come on, Kelly. Since you,
I agree with Brandon. Like, I'm a linebacker fan. I'm married to one. So we got to get a mic in there.
Who? Real quick. Anybody?
Pick one.
Okay. Okay, Levante David or somebody, Tampa Bay or somebody like that. Okay. OG, your thoughts?
Per Derwin.
Yeah. OG?
No, I mean, I like who's in there. I mean, my favorite is Devontae Adams because he's the primary target for Green Bay. And I mean, you would think that he wouldn't be able to put up the numbers that he does, but he does it year in and year out. So, I mean, that was my favorite out of the 99.
Yeah, 99 Club last year, they started with 5 legs, some nice swag, necklaces and everything. I know Aaron Donald, his wife surprised him. So great stuff. You will get other guys added throughout the year. So this is just the first batch. You see other guys with the highest rating that you can get in the Madden franchise, the 99 Club. All right, guys, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk more. We're talking tag. And Kelly Rose will be great at this game. World Chase Tag Championships going down next weekend on national TV. Yes, we're talking tag. We'll preview it for you and talk about it right here at Esports Extra on BNC. Working here on a weekend, Esports Extra, episode 4, right here on BNC. Sports, esports, gaming, culture, and entertainment. Literally here, CBS Sports, Matt NFL, NBA 2K League. I'm on Green, Brandon Bill, Jerome Worrell, Kelly Wells, Brinkley, always an Olympian. Whoever said former, shame on you. OJ King Kirk. We'll start with you, Kales. World Chase Tag Championships next weekend, August the 6th, 2-hour special, ESPN2 national TV. It's Park Hour. What is it? Parkour. How you say that word?
Parkour. Lord.
Parkour. I'm screwing up. Ninja Warrior type athletes. 20 teams. You got a 20-second round long. You got a chaser and an evader. Which one would you be, Kelly? Would you be a chaser or an evader? Chaser.
Oh, I think I would be a chaser. And I want to know where these teams are. Where they at though? Sign me up. I would be the MVP. I would wear the big chain. I got this. This is so exciting. I'm definitely watching this, and I'm critiquing, and I'm probably gonna tweet and talk mad junk, because this is amazing, and I need to be on a team.
I'm on
Where they
green.
at?
I'm on green. Would you be a chaser or an evader?
Chaser, because I've been a running back. I was running away from people for 12 years, so I want to chase. I want to be like a linebacker, chase somebody down. And Kelly, you got Philadelphia and Washington. That's where the U.S. teams are.
Ooh,
Holla at me. I know y'all watching. Holla at me.
So, AG, tell us a little more about this. OG, everybody jump in here. There's 20 teams, right? Each team has 3, 4, 5 different athletes on there, correct?
Yeah.
So let's in. Let's go.
Hey, this is something that I wish was a professional thing when I was growing up. I would have been all over this. Like I said, I was all city linebacker, so I had the instincts. I could see when people are trying to, fake me out. I know how to break down, as Brandon know, keep that center of balance, come to balance, and get ready for that shake move. But they jumping off the top rope, they jumping over tables and everything. Yes. So that means I got to get my mindset to be a little bit more dynamic, not just trying to run over my D lineman to get to the tackle. I'm going to go over the table.
Under
the monkey bars and everything.
Is being an insurance agent, because there's going to be some injuries going on with all that stuff.
BB, you chasing or evading?
I'm going to stick to what I know. I'm a chase, man. I'm going to chase, see if I can catch him on an angle. All you got to do is touch him, right? A little swipe of the hand.
That's it.
Yep. Tag.
I'll take my chances.
Derwin, what are your thoughts here on World Chase Tag Championships next weekend, August 6th? 7 p.m. Eastern, by the way.
I'm a chaser, and this looks exhilarating, man. I wouldn't want nobody chasing me, so I'd rather be the chaser and try to catch the guy. But it's fun. It's
it does look like fun. Hey,
definitely clanking my head on a bar.
Yeah, I know. Look at this, pew, pew.
No helmets, nothing.
And I'm small. I would be in and out. Come on, ninja.
Man.
Got him.
Got him. Spot him, got him. Man.
That's 100% effort right
he's
there.
laying out.
This is great, but we got to go, guys. We're running out of time, guys. We got 30 seconds. Let's get out of here, guys. Good stuff, though. Once again, World Chase Tag Championship, August 6th, 2-hour special, ESPN2. Our guy, Rashad Jennings, done a lot with him, former running back. He is going to be hosting that show on ESPN2, August 6th, 2-hour special. Guys, thanks for watching Esports Extra. We're here on BNC every Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Every Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern on BNC. Guys, we're talking traditional sports, esports, gaming, and culture. Thanks to Lon Green, Brandon Bill, Jordan Will, Kelly Wells, Brinkley, OG King Curry. He's not so old. He's actually young. Don't let him fool you, America. I'm Larry Ridley, CBS Sports, Matt NFL, NBA 2K League. Guys, let's get out of here. Bye-bye. Truth, baby. BNC. You already know.